into a space where wood, stone, and even 3D print elements invite you to pause and see familiar materials in new ways.
Culture and Color, presented by Doongalik Studio Art Gallery.
That's Roots and Reverie, the debut exhibition by Inconnus, opening this Friday at Doongalik Studios. From Bahamian woods to coconut, rock, and digital components, each piece tells a story through texture, form, and imperfection. A celebration of craft, memory, and imagination. This show is a must-see for art lovers across the Bahamas. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here with us, and obviously so much is happening. But for those who haven't yet experienced it, can you describe the inspiration behind Roots and Reverie?
Yes, I hope all is well with you.
All is indeed.
So the inspiration behind it is just trying to find something new, trying to explore new opportunities for young Bahamians, including myself. And the inspiration really came from a tree that was cut down in my yard, a sea grape tree, that I wanted to convert into a coffee table. I had a few challenges, and now I'm having an exhibition.
So why did you choose Bahamian woods and natural elements or materials as the foundation for the exhibition?
So I stumbled across the woodwork, which I mentioned was because I cut down a tree in my yard.
Right. You said that you had a tree, you cut it down, and then you created it or turned it into this experience that people are now going to see in your exhibition. How important was it then to use those materials? I mean, it was accidental at first, but how did that shape the craft for Roots and Reverie?
So, start off with, I was building a brand, John's Inconnus, and it was supposed to be a marketplace, an online marketplace for local artists to be able to sell their artwork and whatever product it is that they have overseas. Okay. And I stumbled across it after cutting the tree down. I wanted to create a product, and I ended up having some inspiration and some mentor to help me, guide me along the way in terms of how to get that tree and that table to be stable and also have a unique and fun look and style to it. The reason why I chose the trees and just the wood element of it is because in the Bahamas, our resources could be a bit limited, but also we have some rich resources and rich in history, and that's where the island greens come from that tells a story of its own.
Okay, that is very interesting, and obviously, as you mentioned, it's a blend between traditional craftsmanship but digital fabrication, and yes, you also have some 3D printing elements. So how does this combination bring to experience, or how people will experience these pieces? Because they sound very interesting. Yes,
and I am excited and also anxious to see how people actually receive what I created and I've been working on. But it explores, it challenges Bahamians to think outside of the norms, to inspire the youth, and that's what I really trying to do in terms of showing the youth that in terms of creating and also making or having some type of financial income, you could look at different ways and unique ways in which you could do so. And my goal was to create as much as I can from home without having to source too much from overseas and have to deal with import taxes.
It makes a lot of sense. So we see that imperfections are celebrated rather than hidden in this exhibition. So what message do you hope that conveys in terms of the craft, the process, or in life in general? Because we know sometimes things don't always go the way it plans. And like you said, if you're gonna execute that in your exhibition, why was that an important theme?
Yeah, and so mistakes happen. Mistakes happen in the workshop and in life as well. But the most important thing is being able to keep going and also with me and with my work, those imperfections or those mistakes, I actually allow it to become a piece of what it is that I'm creating.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So some people emphasize, or some pieces emphasize negative space and restraint, while others lean into density and surface. How did you approach balancing these contrasts in the exhibition?
So it was difficult, but I wanted to, the theme really focus on a lifestyle, this exhibition. And so I had a base. I wanted to ground myself in that base, the lifestyle, and just focus on creating products that would be functional to give Bahamians that, that taste of, okay, this is something different, this is something new, but also to let them know that, hey, this could maybe be a clothing rack for you, or this could be a stand for a game console to be on. So just being able to include everyday uses in my work as well.
Now, how does the gallery space itself, the light, minimalism, interact with and enhance the experience of the works that you created?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you mentioned the word minimalism, because that's based on, that's John's Inconnus. The brand itself represents minimalism, which is less is more.
Right.
And I think for Bahamians, we have to also look at that in terms of less is more, with being able to use our resources that we have and actually focus on the exclusivity of it. I would have had a conversation recently as it pertained to the straw market and the products that's being sold there. Majority of it is imported, and as our current government try to focus on the orange economy, I think that minimalism, or the idea of less is more,
is the way to go?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So in what ways do you hope then that audiences will reconsider familiar materials or their expectations in terms of form and function after seeing your collection?
Yes, so not the first to start it, and I'm sure it won't be the last, but I want the audience to just have an appreciation for our beauty and our roots.
And is that something, too, that a person should keep in mind when they come out to see the exhibition, or what are you hoping is their takeaway from it?
Just to continue challenging your thoughts, to continue exploring new and creative ways in which we could grow our country. My goal behind this was to host an exhibition and actually showcase just being able to try something new and not being afraid to do so. Yeah.
All right, well, definitely you made that happen. Thank you so much, Inconnus, for showing us your talent and also bringing the energy here for us today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, the show opens this Friday, March 6th at Doongalik Studios and runs until March 25th. Well, tourism fuels our economy, but how does it empower everyday business owners? We take a closer look at the impact happening right here at home. That's after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.